Jobs on the line, billions at stake, and an entire industry under threat. This is the battle for Scotland's future, a fight for energy, for workers, and for the heart of the UK economy. In the halls of power, tensions are boiling over. Conservative MP Andrew Bowie is calling out the government's energy policies, warning of a £13 billion economic blow and 35,000 jobs at risk. But when he challenges Scotland's man in the cabinet, the response is, well, let's just say it's not what you'd expect. This is the showdown you need to see. Let's dive in.
Under Secretary of State Andrew Bowie.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And can I add my congratulations to that of many others on the birth of the Secretary of State's child just recently. Mr. Speaker, I read with some interest that the leader of the Scottish Labour Party is considering publishing a league table to rank the performance of his Scottish Labour MPs. I won't ask the Secretary of State to answer where he thinks he might sit on that table, but I do want to ask about jobs and the economy, specifically in relation to the energy industry. As a direct result of the eco-zealotry emanating from the Secretary of State for Energy Security and Net Zero, the increase in the Energy Profits Levy, the ban on new licences and the refusal to even defend the issuing of licences to Rosebank and Jackdaw, there will be a reduction in the total economic value of the oil and gas sector of £13 billion over the next 4 years, with 35,000 direct jobs at risk. Can the Secretary of State tell the House, as Scotland's man in the Cabinet, the man on whom we all rely to make Scotland's case and for Scotland's interests, has he made any overtures to his beleaguered colleague at DESNZ, or indeed the Treasury, to stop this madness?
Mr. Speaker, the Shadow Secretary of State will know that the Government is working very hard after the Finch decision and the decisions around Rosebank in terms of oil and gas, and he asks me to answer the question about where Scottish Labour MPs would rank in that table. Scottish Labour MPs on this side of the House, Mr. Speaker, are in the Premier League. He's in the Sunday League.
Goodbye.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and as my right honourable friend says, there's nothing wrong with the Sunday Leagues. Just as he and Scottish Labour were silent on gender recognition, just as he and Scottish Labour are silent on taxing family businesses and farms out of existence, he and Scottish Labour are silent on the loss of an entire industry and its workforce, which will decimate the north east of Scotland and indeed impact the entire UK economy. So if he, and indeed his Scottish Labour colleagues, are not standing up for Scotland's interests, for Scottish workers and Scottish industry, can he tell me what just is the point of Scottish Labour?
Secretary of State.
Mr. Speaker, this Government is fully committed to economic growth, and as I've said already, the Prime Minister has said and the Chancellor has consistently said oil and gas will be with us for decades to come. We support the industry. We're working through the issues that have been risen by the legal cases that has been referenced by the Shadow Secretary of State, and our Clean Power mission by 2030 will create jobs, create that economic growth, lower bills and give us that energy security for the future.
Andrew Bowie's question lingers in the air. What is the point of Scottish Labour if they won't stand up for Scotland? This isn't over. Not by a long shot. Stay tuned, stay informed. See you in the next one.